Fnatic. It was actually something I think Katie noted yesterday in the interview that we talked to him as well, that, you know, they do feel comfortable in the potential matchup that they have. Yeah, I think for both of these teams, honestly, you know, when we talk about VP, I think both these two teams have the tendency of, you know, wanting to push on CT side and take map control. And I think that's really the answer that VP has found, right? To Mither's point from Mouse Sports there of, you know, they play a boring style of Counter-Strike. That's very much what Navi used to do, right? And it was boring in some sense, but you still have to figure it out, even if it's boring, whatever wins rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And I think at this point, we've got Fnatic opening things up with an early advantage with some aggression in mid. Really like this, you know, peeling off the players before they get to those bomb sites. And Jaquinho able to defend against Storm. He was trying to, in the midst of the mid aggression, trying to find position on the site, hoping that he'd get, you know, at worst a 1v1, which he did. But unfortunately for him, go too well. And so now we're kind of on plan C as far as Heroic are concerned. Mid didn't work. That little B push did not work. And now it's back to A in a 2 versus 4. It's a scary prospect here for Heroic.
Can you set up?
They actually are going to get a free site, so it looks like the plant at least is guaranteed.
Yeah, no nades either on Fnatic. I was just going to say, I feel like Jaquinho, obviously first big event for him. He's actually been doing pretty well, all things considered. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into playing in the top level. And it's very stressful in the start as well, right? You obviously want to make sure you don't make any mistakes. But yeah, Fnatic is allowing Heroic a potential into this round. It's a 2-on-4 situation. Bomb goes down now on this A bomb site. Tess is trying to take some long distance duels with that Glock. Both in CT spawn here now. I think Fnatic both have vision on both of them, so should be a relatively easy round than it is. Fnatic, first pistol round on the board here. Did we do any predictions? What did we talk anything about Mirage? What are we thinking here?
I don't think we did.
Heroic?
I'm leaning in favor of the Heroic side in this one, as much as it pains me to say. You know, I want to believe that this is like, you know, with Jaquinho added in, this is a chance for Fnatic to bounce back. But I don't know, man. History's on Heroic side. What we've seen from them in this event, right? Like their current form is on their side. So it'll be cool if Fnatic can do it, but I'm leaning in favor of Heroic.
How about you, Dan?
I think I have to go with Heroic. I think it's just too much that kind of adds up. But I mean Fnatic actually. I actually think Fnatic will actually win this one. I think there's a lot that adds up in their favor. I think this is going to be the one that kind of breaks the pattern in the stats. Like with these two teams, they've got a lot to say for themselves there, and they are. This is the map where I think, you know, Heroic really want to be able to, you know, start the series off strong. I think across all of these maps, I really like Fnatic, and especially on Train, I like Fnatic a bit more than Heroic. So yeah, definitely feeling the Fnatic pick at the moment, and that would be crazy, right? Too, because it's not like this is a lineup that they've been working with for a long time. They're still building it, you know, still integrating Jaquinho, this, you know, moving positions around. One thing to note as well is that yesterday, and I think some previous days as well, we haven't really seen that peak form out of JW. And I think one thing that's interesting for me to note about that is JW is one of those players that's had his peak form at some of the biggest events and biggest lands in the world, which to me kind of signals that, you know, it can be hard to replicate that sometimes in an online format unless you're kind of very, very deep in a tournament, and the pressure really, you can start to really feel that pressure. That's something that really helps players like JW really perform. So I would hope and expect that we'll see a much better look from him than we have in some of the previous days, where it's not to say that he's not making good decisions, but it's just that there's that extra performance, that extra level individually that he can bring, that he can start to play with, I think, when the pressure's really on.
Playstyles like that as well also just benefits from playing offline, right? Because if you have even a team like Furia, right, they also benefit from offline with the playstyle because it's noisy, right? When you play from home, it's quiet. You hear a lot of footsteps, right? You hear a lot of sound cues from being at home. The only thing you really have to separate that is, you know, the voice comms. But at events, there's just so much more that goes into that, and it's a little bit more noisy, you know, added extra white noise and whatnot. So makes it harder as well to kind of hear, you know, players, especially JW likes to run around a lot. And online era, you have a little bit more people kind of just holding, right? They're kind of expecting it. Nerves are not quite there as much. It's a nice nade here though. It's the first weapon round here for Heroic. We noted that they did get the bomb down on pistol round, and normally we see the tendencies of T's actually buying on that round fully to kind of match up with the CT buy. Heroic opt for a good buy on third instead. It's a slow default, taking control of middle here.
Oh, look at this apps aggression from Jaquinho. This isn't going to be easy, right? But there's definitely fights here he can look to win with this SMG. They should double swing it, so the trade should come in at the very, very least, and it's better than that. They actually get a freebie. Admittedly, one man is low, and there he is finished off by Golden, but there's still more where that came from. Golden back at the site, trying to buy time for his teammates to rotate round. He does have support in the market, but he's dropped on the entry by Nico. This man in the market being Crims on the rotator round from 8. A little bit late to help Golden out too much. Now waiting for Brolin over in the apartments to get activated.
Yeah, Staven though is holding that little off angle as well. Leaving Crims here in kitchen. He does have the M4. We'll get Nico, and he's going for this. Still a possibility. Actually now getting a second on Staven as well. Now he's low, and it's actually a bad plan. So Tessus is forced to peek. Not going to happen though for Fnatic. It's the first round on the board from Heroic. It was competitive nonetheless though, just saving Tessus there. And Fnatic still did a good job on their economy, so we should be seeing a buy. I love that. We talk about Jaquinho here. You know, I love the fact that he even has the confidence here to go aggressive. Maybe it's a call from Golden. Maybe he's just acted himself and wanted to take some space. But having the SMG there, I think it was nicely done on the call. Doesn't get the kill though. Oh, and that's Brolin trying to go aggressive here. A ramp goes down. Jaquinho again being aggressive here in the B apartments. Gets the one, gets traded after. Really trying to abuse that. We'll see if that continues. There are some C-decided players that do have that tendency, but back-to-back aggression.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
something very common.
We're seeing a lot of aggro out of Fnatic early on, and this is the kind of stuff that, you know, it's what you might be comfortable with, but especially versus a team like Virtus Pro, if you did make it to that grand final, that's where it's really going to cause you issues, right? Because their T side is all about waiting for that CT aggression. So, you know, it's curious to see if this is the kind of idea that Fnatic are looking to keep up both in this series and the next, if they get there. Oh, that flash is really nasty. It blinds the players at ramp. Luckily enough, Stown looked like he was playing anti-flash because he wasn't blind at all. He was able to get that trade. And now tucked in at the back of the site is JW. He's just hiding. He's just biding his time, and he's let them all cross. Oh, sneaky little JW. Is he going to get a knife? That's the question we're all wondering. Instead, he's playing for the round win. No knives today for JW, but he has dropped that bomb. It's a stab in the back in a different sense here. Heroic trying to get that bomb out of there. It's running away on Tessez. Stown wants to just stay alive as well so they can play this out 2v2. The bomb's going to go down. Stown is going to be a long way away on this rotate. So there is a temporary little window of opportunity here for Fnatic to be given this, this 1v1 inside of B. Tessez has dodged it though. Perfect timing from him to get out the way of that window peak. And JW going in alone offers up that kill, and now it might have to be the save for Golden. Left in a 1v2 clutch, now with time for Stown to get set up in the apartments. So this is a bit of a rough round for Golden.
I can't believe that they actually get bombed there. JW does such a good job. Fnatic does a perfect call as well. Stack 2 on the A bomb site. Gets the bomb as well, but they don't notice that bomb is being taken. So obviously they spot that when the smoke goes down on Catwalk. Obviously the one guy got away, and that's when you see the run from JW. The timing from Testis was unbelievable. Not be expecting that if you're JW. You feel like you would be very fast on that rotate over towards B. But yeah, I mean, a round that was not looking likely to go in favor of Heroic after this situation right here. The fact that JW also tags Testis down to low. But they make it work, and that would put Fnatic now on an eco, just Golden saving the M4 from last round.
Yeah, it's interesting to note already that, you know, Fnatic really want to fight and they want to disrupt early on. And they play mid rounds excellently well, and that's obviously part of the reason why that's a style that can work for them. But we can talk about that more as we see more evidence. But yeah, stack on the A side here, and the AK, or rather the M4, has been passed along to JW, and that's why Golden swung immediately, because they want to get as many chances to duel with the M4 as possible. However, that may very well be taken out of their hands right now, given the B bomb side occupation from Heroic. Ooh, this could be another gun collected if Borb goes down. It's just a UMP though, so ideal for Fnatic to, or rather Heroic, to try to isolate this player and get him on the eco hunt. Find that M4. Would be an upgrade for him actually. And JW's still alive. He's running for his life. Saving the M4. It's the precious M4, especially for JW, who does want to protect his economy as much as possible. You know, I really want to see how the map is going to change once we get the snipers on the field.
Yeah, and I think JW can. I was gonna say maybe, but my math is incorrect. It's $100 out of it, so he actually can't. He can't afford an AWP. Jackinho can though, but opts to not drop JW that potential. He would be forced with just having M4 without an armor. So won't be seeing an AWP here for Fnatic this round. We have noted though, Jackinho has been playing a lot of AUG. We saw it yesterday as well on Overpass, and he has it again now. And I could, you know, B apps is actually a really good spot for an AUG player. So we'll see if he's gonna continue to be active over there. Again, he's okay. You know, I was just like, okay, we're gonna see a third in a row, but he's pacing himself this time around. It is a bit of a Fnatic gamble here towards that B bomb site. We spot 3 Fnatic members here. Golden is there. Crims is also there, as well as Jackinho. So putting a little bit less emphasis on this A bomb site, and as we note on minimap, that's exactly where Heroic is heading. So we should be seeing a bit of a retake situation here, not coming in from Fnatic. Do have smokes and flashbangs, but that's about it. They actually take a little bit more of an aggressive angle, and the rotate does come in on time. Yeah, and I think Heroic maybe lost their timing here a little bit. We'll see if this is just going to still be a fake or if it's actually going to be a proper execute. Warp is still over there at B, so...
Big position from Roland, always right in there, able to get just the one before being traded, but maybe that's enough. Maybe that's going to slow down Heroic so much more that they'll abort, and in fact, that's exactly what happens. They are going to abort. They've got 30 seconds, which means that it's all up to Borup's lurk here in the B apartments. I don't know that Jackinho spotted him here. And he did it. Oh, he definitely didn't, but he gets the kill anyway. That's going to tell them absolutely everything if they didn't already figure it out. And this is going to be a tough one. Nico going down as well. Doesn't even get that frag in mid. Now it's just a measly 2 players remaining for Heroic, trying to take this bomb site with no time to do it. And Katie's just going to have to fall back and save the AWP. All off the back of, as you say, Robin, you know, Heroic kind of missed their window. Fnatic, you know, Brolan, he got that one kill that he needed to get, and the counter utility was ready to go as well. So that's all they needed.
Yeah, and a nice flick there on Jackinho as well. Obviously, if he goes down, bomb site is lost. And we see the same situation here. And it comes to the hand of the AUG again. And yeah, even Nico here obviously missing that shot onto Golden. That was looking dicey. I think if Heroic had hit their timing on the A execute there, we saw as well for Fnatic, they didn't have that much utility. They had smokes and 1 flash each. But to retake a Mirage A bomb site is really difficult. It's around on the board at least. No AWP picked up. Cadian does have one now. And it's another mid take.
Yeah, slow and steady on the approach, but Tesses is pretty deep down here at the short side. That molly denies the peak from Golden. And so for the time being, these two are locked in a standoff without ever having seen each other. They're just worried about this short aggression. Heroic in the meantime, in through the apartments with a couple, but also looping back through T-spawn. So this is looking like it could be an A fake into a B. I mean, really, you could do either at this point, right? You've got all the map control you need to throw a fake in. and play very, very reactively based on what you hear, what picks you get, what info trickles down.
The bait.
Yeah, they got this little bait and switch set up. It's pretty nasty as well, especially with Cadian spotting a player jumping. Because at this point, you're now thinking, well, if they're jumping for info, there won't be a second player here, right? They're playing this one short setup, one doing the jump peak. Doesn't matter. This is what I'm on about with having the map control to play reactively.
No.
And Borup's going to land the flick anyway, so that little setup's dodged. Now they go back into this A site. Crims is the only man here, but he might be the perfect man for the job. There's the first. Oh, Crims through the boxes is in with a double, and now it's just on to Borup all alone. They're on the bomb, and one tap is all it takes now, down to the 1v1. Smoke onto the molly. Long rotate in for Chiquinho, now out through CT, and he's going to drop a smoke on that bomb as well, but not on the defuse yet. Borup so damn low, just 12 HP. One shot is all that's needed from Chiquinho here. But without a fight getting given over, he's got to get on the bomb. There's the spray, and Borup locks it in. The 1v2 goes in favor of Heroic.
That smoke as well, Borup places. He wants it down to the stairs, but he throws it because the molly's about to expand. Makes it actually in an area where he's actually double smoked off. But he waits, and Chiquinho obviously just holding the angle. I think it's actually to the benefit here of Borup. And we see here as well the defuse timer just down to the wire. In the hands as well of a nice round from Crims. They didn't spot him, he was by ticket. Gets both of the guys at the bomb site. Borup leaving Borup by himself. Fast mid take again here, just by Cadian by his lonesome. But it's going to be probably a fast expo play here from Heroic.
Just Chiquinho here ready to go. That nade's going to go a bit too deep, I think. Going to drop a defensive smoke. Ult back with the MP9. Able to get some position on the site. He needs at least a kill here. That said, Crims will be able to deliver a kill, although Chiquinho will be lost as a result. Still going to work that spray. USP out, not ideal. Extra damage to Stown, but unfortunately, they're lacking just the frags at this point. They're one behind. There you go, though. JW is able to trade back, leaving a very desperate position for what otherwise looks like a very good spot here for Heroic. Cadian's still alive, though. Down into another 1v1. We've got quite the game in terms of the amount of clutches we're seeing already in the early stages. The question is whether or not Cadian can find a way to win this one. He's got a lot of time. The bomb is down, and that's something that Brolan knows. Brolan, unfortunately for him, does not have any utility, though. It's all a game of timing. Oh, and Brolan, he's done so much damage. There it is. Finishes it off. Great timing on the peak. Cadian not able to hit the shot, and it's as simple as that. And that's another round for Fnatic. And it's just back and forth, gents.
Yeah, I mean, all these super close rounds that we see that as well from Heroic's Academy, it's down the drain. And yeah, exactly what we thought, right? We were expecting a bit of a more brawl of a game, expecting it to be a little bit closer as well compared to the first semifinal we had, VP versus Mouse Sports. I think both of these two teams kind of share similarities in the sense that they do like to get in your face, especially on that CT side. We are seeing our first tactical timeout being called. And as we noted, Heroic pretty low on money here, so sure, we might see a potential low buy, but we might also just see, you know, some smokes and some flashbangs trying to go for a bomb plant potentially. We'll see what Cadian has in store for us here.
I kind of know, gents. I know that you have the grand final coming up later, but ahead of time, do you think either of these teams is able to get past VP? Who do you think is the best odds there?
I think Heroic, but I'm not sure. I think both of these two teams will have a difficult time against them because of the fact that they are so aggressive, and VP just likes to play it pretty calm.
Yeah.
So you could make the argument here of maybe there's a bit of an upset potentially if Fnatic ends up getting this win with the whole thing with the unknown. But I also feel like out of all the teams, I have a slight distinction here of I remember talking about potentially Mouse Sports and Heroic in the final, and I could see Heroic winning that one as well, but I think teams have a very hard time figuring out VP at the moment. We haven't really seen that in the past few years, especially with the old Navi team kind of, you know, getting out of style with the Zeus era. Running it down to the wire. It's a very slow round here. Benefits Heroic a little bit, having Fnatic waste a little bit more utility. And they do have 2 AKs here and 3 Deagles, so this is still a very dangerous round from Fnatic. And they just walk through it. No flashes, no nades thrown at all. Literally just walk through the smoke, and they already have full map control. It's a potential retake setup now. As I mentioned, the whole thing with the Deagles, Borup with a nice 1D onto Brawlon, and bombs going down.
Oh, the trades as well, favoring Heroic. Bomb does need to get planted. It got denied just moments ago, so Nico's got to get back on that. Trying to stick it now. There's the swing from Cat that Fnatic were hoping could be used to deny that bomb plant, or at least snipe a man down in the process. Instead, it's left to Cribs in the clutch. Oh, it's close. 2 HP the difference. But Nico just about gets that trade locked in. And Heroic get it done. Just with that AK, couple of Deagles, they're able to find a round.
Crims is so nuts. Like, he almost wins this with the transfer. It's also really funny that Jaquinho, like, when you look at that swing on Cat and that the long range duel, it's like you just remember that he's got an MP9. It just looks really funny.
Yeah.
But
so what am I gonna do here?
But yeah, that was a great attempt from Crims. Good to see that he's he's really awake today so far. And looks like Heroic is starting to build a lead. It's really starting to look quite difficult for Fnatic on the CT side in terms of their money, but they've opted to go for a force buy, given that they know that Heroic's economy is very low due to the damage that's been done. So they're really banking on converting off of this force buy. I feel like if this doesn't succeed, then it could be very well be quite a landslide half in favor of Heroic. So they're really gambling a lot on this force buy, I feel like. And Heroic are just playing it very slow, looking to see if they can catch something. But Fnatic, one of the things Fnatic do so well, though, is they make you think that they need to push with rounds like this, but they're very content to play very passively. They're very content to play without info, and they're going to have a setup around a ramp. This could be the ideal way to deal with what Heroic is doing. You stop them at the ramp, that's everything.
Yeah, and it's a good setup as well. They had Heroic gone up for mid here. We just have seen Fnatic push down the ramp here instead. But here we go, Brawler with the first one. Oh, they're back up, so information to Dan's point was not there from Fnatic. Otherwise, I think we would have seen all 3 members from Fnatic kind of help out Brawlon there. But it is a trade, and it forces Heroic to fall back. 30 seconds left, and as we note, man of the hour, Jaquinho here is on a great spot over at the B-bomb site. See, they're actually going for Cat. That's so smart from Heroic. Knowing as well they don't have B-apps control, and it's just so many angles to kind of clear. Running through Cat like this instead, you can get a much safer plant while still kind of ignoring the B-app options. Oh, but Tessus does a really good job on the clear there. I was looking very dangerous there for a second.
Yeah. And you feel like it's really tempting for Jaquinho as well to almost try to like get out of that spot, kind of knowing that there's so many firsts that for Catwalk, but he has the presence of mind to not go for that play, and instead make sure that he just waits. And still, that shot came in so fast from Tessus. Really scary round here. A lot of these rounds how many of these rounds have gone down to a 1 versus 1? Either just like actually like 1 versus 1 at the end, or just like a situation where like a 1 fight will decide who wins the round. Not like so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, I feel like just because of the fact that they do share similar playstyles in the sense that they do like to fight and be in your face. So you do see all these kind of scrappy, very close rounds with 1 versus 2s, 3 versus 4s. We've noted as well, Fnatic, there's been 2 rounds they've been really close on winning on that A-bomb site. The first round, obviously, JW being the ninja on the site gets the bomb planter, and then Heroic goes to B and plants, wins that round. We have 1 round with Crims as well, getting 2 guys on the site. Bomb goes down, but 1-on-2 situation they lose. So yeah, it's been very close. Would argue that Heroic has definitely found the upper advantage here in those close rounds. Benefit to them, obviously, being on the T side. Fnatic has done another good read here. Obviously, 2 guys now in connector instead of A ramp. Bit more aggressive position. Smoke fades though, so Heroic is a little bit smarter waiting for it. Brawlon just gets the 1. should not be winnable here for Fnatic. Only looking to potentially do some damage. 3-on-3. I still stick by it. There's no kit. Only JW with a weapon here. And no armor. 2 of the Fnatic members. JW goes down here now. But still very close rounds, as we mentioned, right? Even on these low buys. Scrappy rounds from Fnatic. But still makes it competitive, at least. It's been 11 rounds. We will look at the deaths. No one is below 7 deaths on Heroic. It's just been a lot of fighting. We note that as well on both of the teams with low economy. And still, I was just going to say, I'm hoping that we'll see an AWP on JW. I know that it would have been a glass cannon, and it is, but we haven't seen it yet from him. So I think having a bit of a change in pace is valuable. This is something we've seen a lot this week from Heroic, the double boost. Kadian loves to do this every chance he gets. Over the smoke, corners like this. And people don't often expect it.
Yeah, I love these little boosts that Heroic do. As you say, right, it's become kind of infamous. They do them a lot, like around any corner where you might have one of these AWP on AWP fights. And I love it, man, because like everyone kind of knows where these AWP duels are going to come in. And so all you need advantage-wise over the AWPer is like that extra, you know, flick millisecond of them having to change their angle up to where you are to get the drop on them. And I think it's a really nice way of approaching it. We often see it as well. I think one of the more common ones is like Inferno, right? Challenging that CT area. They love boosting on the wall at top banana, just around the corner to take the fight to CT. And that's another very, very common AWPing angle. Just about offsetting the crosshair, even for an extra half a second, can make all the difference. Here's the B play. They're running it down. They're trying to get stuck in, but there are players here for Fnatic, even a lower flank as well. So Brolin, how long can he stay alive? How complicated can he make things? Not Brolin, it's Golden, man. How can I recognize that charming face? Does he get one and then get traded? That's the question. This is what he used to predict. Doesn't manage that. Instead, he's dropped out of the round. So bomb now getting planted. JW scoped up over here in the market. Robin, you wanted to see this all damn first half, and he gets the tag off with it. But if they want to keep this AWP out, it will just have to be the save for JW.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate here for Fnatic. I actually think Jackinho does a really good job. He's in B apps again, gets, you know, 2 kills to his name. That he has a defensive position first, obviously. You could argue maybe Brolin is a bit upset. I think Stalin that walks out and gets Brolin on catwalk before Jackinho gets a trade, but he pushes into B apps, gets one more. And then it's actually Golden that has the position here. Really good spot behind bench, but he actually misses the first shot onto Borup and obviously then gets spotted. Man, it's a really tough game for Fnatic. I think that they've been really unlucky here this half so far. We've had, you know, 2 rounds that we could argue that maybe they should have won, and this round here as well with Golden just being very unlucky, not getting the kill on Borup. I think that would have turned around, you know, that round around as well. But Heroic again and again, these close rounds, just so dominant. Yeah, let's get a refill there, refreshment.
And just
maybe that's why the tactical was for.
Yeah, calling the tank timeout to get refill. Yeah, man.
Listen, you can do that. He had a fridge right behind him, you know. He can do that as well when he's dead. So maybe he felt that he's not going to be talking anything this tactical, you know, leave it to Cadian.
That's some real like vibes, isn't it? Taking the time out, like pouring a drink or getting food. Yeah. They're like the classic reasons, man.
I just did the same. I've noticed that more and more people are doing that, obviously. A pandemic and all. Don't want to go down to the kitchen, any one of us. I also got a fridge in my room now. It's just straight laziness, but...
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely a shame in terms of like how few AWPs we've seen. It really is quite a telling story for Fnatic, like how hard the game's been and just how difficult their economy's been. And they've opted to go for, you know, that there was that force buy at like I forget how many rounds ago it was now. But yeah, just economy's been really, really lacking. It's always hard on the CT side. Ooh, a little bit laboured there for Borup, able to escape though. Drops the smoke too. Howell's going to connect the position and his teammates to have the B site. Could be an AK to be collected if they're able to find connector control a little bit later into the round, unless Borup disposes of that AK. Maybe that's the play here for Fnatic. Maybe it's to try to figure out how they can secure these weapons before they think about anything else. They might be in a little bit of trouble, indeed. Cole's gonna. Okay, so now it's the 4 versus 3. They've got some guns actually that they can pick up. It starts to become doable. The bomb's only now just going down. There is the smoke and a Molotov now remaining on Heroic. So there might be some openings here if Fnatic are able to find a shot, but it doesn't feel like this is a favorable situation here for JW. And in fact, he will get absolutely railed there by Ston, and Fnatic will walk back with 2 AKs. So actually not a bad result at all things considered.
Yeah, best case, right? Saving that, and Jakino didn't take damage either, so he should be getting himself a cheaper head armor as well if he wants. I don't think that we're going to be seeing any heroic members though buying SMGs or anything like that, so might just be able to save himself the 350 bucks altogether. And man, yeah, it was such a brawl in the beginning. It was 4-4, but just because, again, we talk about the economy as well, being on the CT side, it's just so detrimental to have it in your favor. Nice shot from Braun there onto Nico. But it's just so difficult, and especially when you're losing these very close rounds, even if you get the one round in your favor, all of a sudden you lose the other one, and then you're back on a scrappy buy. Again, we see JW with the AWP. Love to see that. Will have himself at least a smoke and armor this time around, so... And an aggressive round this time. Oh no, and he misses! Very unfortunate. He should have spotted both of them though, but we want to pay attention to Borp here a little bit if he has his usual shenanigans. He's up in connector already though, and JW, like I said, I think that he should have been spotted, but I say that and he walks through the smoke. Cheeky.
Cheeky indeed. And this could really catch Fnatic off guard here. Ooh, Borb, the timing might not be great though. Ooh, Borb must be hearing that, and it's just looking like they're getting surrounded at this point, and they're going to go down. Unfortunately for Fnatic, they're getting kind of owned on this A side at the moment, and JW's trying to find an escape path. It's the great escape for JW. Oh, and he will not be able to escape. Tessus has absolutely no mercy. Finds the headshots, and I think, you know, Fnatic are a team that can really play a great T side on any map. This is starting to become a little bit difficult though.
Yes.
They do have that extra money because of the 2 saved AKs, so there is a world where maybe Jaquinho could maybe drop an AWP to JW, but it's feels like 5 rounds is now. I mean, do we think 5 rounds will be enough for Fnatic, Jet? Because that's the best case now in this first half.
Well, so the big problem in that Mouse Sports VP game earlier was exactly that, right? That this first half would always be so dominant for VP that then all it takes is like, you know, the pistol round to not go your way, and then you lose like one of the rifles, and suddenly it feels like it's GG. So this isn't a lot of room to work with. I think it's even more worrying when you put it in the context that this was 4-3 to Fnatic when they last got you know, their most recent round. So it's 7 in a row for Heroic, and within those 4 rounds for Fnatic, well, one of them was the pistol, one was the anti-eco. You know, in rifle rounds, they've won 2 in this half so far. So that is a pretty dismal kind of situation to find yourself in. Once again, they've got a man down early on. This is a nice response though, right? The all-out aggression over here in middle. Finally, Fnatic take back some control. They get mid, they get the bomb, and now they're set up in a 3-on-2. So maybe looking to do good on that promise of a 5-10 half.
Actually, that's a good note here as well, this last round, because this is normally something we tend to see a little bit more from Fnatic, a little bit more aggression, and we haven't really seen it. You could maybe argue it's because of the low economy and whatnot, but I think this is really what I was expecting, at least, from Fnatic. Just very much a little bit more in your face. Don't let the T's get so much map control for free. And at least this time around, it pays off for them, hopefully. 3-on-2 situation now, and they have bomb control up in mid. Staven making his way through B catwalk here. We'll see if timing here is on Crim's side or Staven's side. AWP there is probably nothing. Oh my god, okay. Well, Nico goes down as well, so just leaving Staven here. 1-on-3 situation, gets the first, but not gonna happen. It's 5-10 in favor of Heroic. Fnatic being on that CT side, not getting economy out in their way at all. We'll see if they can do a potential comeback here, if this is gonna be the first map win for Heroic after the break. We're back with the second half of map 1 between Fnatic and Heroic. It's the second semifinal we have today. Mousesports and VP was the first one. VP dominance showing there. Quick 2-0. And Heroic, no slouches here either. 10 T rounds. It was a bit of a brawl. You'd argue that there's a lot of rounds there on that Fnatic CT side that they probably feel like they should have won. But nonetheless, we swap over. Fnatic on this T side now. Brawl on with the set of nades. Golden with a deagle, and it's looking like a B executes. And for Heroic, we talk about the A retakes on this map, but this is going to be a B retake instead. Bomb goes down. 5-on-5 situation now. Just one smoke on Tessus. Looking for a lot of hit shots here, both of these two teams.
Oh, it all gets weird when you're getting close up against the Glocks. Heroic just about outmaneuvering them for the time being. It's left to Katie and 2 in the apartments. Oh, now just 1 left in the apartments. It's Golden up there. The kit retrieved and the smoke as well. Smoke onto the bomb. Golden in with the peek. Oh, he's going for the knife. Oh, no. Oh, no. Golden. Heroic get the round, they get the defuse, the knife, the thing that Fnatic can always rely on. It betrays them in the 1v1.
It's one of those games. It's one of those games. Fnatic just not getting anything going for them. Oh my god, he's so quick on this too. Gets the first, but then kind of, yeah, I don't know.
You live by the blade, you die by the blade. That's just how it goes for Fnatic, we're afraid. 5-11 now. That's heartbreaking. They're going to invest. They're going to buy. You know, good reason to. You get all the kills. You have extra money on Golden as well. But man, that's rough.
Yeah, this is like one of those games. I mean, props to Fnatic if they manage to come back from this map. Been nothing but an uphill battle for them. And they do buy here though, obviously. They get the bomb down. And normally these rounds are a little bit favored on the T side, but it makes it a 3-on-3. Bomb's not down yet, but it's just about to. Good positioning here as well, and a good bomb plant. Normally as well. If this was Flusha in Brawler's position, he would be going up in mid here now. We see instead the swap. This used to be Flusha, very notorious for that, but it's Brawler now instead. Going up in mid, and now I'd argue that this is a very difficult retake situation from Heroic. But we'll see. Here we go. Flash in. No nades left now. Roland obviously just pacing himself, waiting. Gets the first onto Nico. He's going for a fake defuse. And yeah. Good round here from Fnatic. Sure. Brawlon dies somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. It drops in mid or something. But makes it a 1-on-1, and we keep it in the same trend and fashion that we saw in the first half with very close rounds.
Yeah.
Did he try to do the window jump from short?
I think so, maybe. And he died.
And missed it.
Oh, no.
Falls to his death. He's thinking like, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, hang on a sec. That's the worst that can happen.
He did.
It's
yeah, I
all
see
good.
it there. Or I don't know. Did he? That looks so weird.
All right, so Brolin in with the mystery death. Still, Fnatic stealing that round away, and that's what's important here for them. If they wanted to get back into this game, that is a real, you know, that's like a stride in the right direction. Now you got to pick up some speed. You got to do the rest of it because it's a marathon, not a sprint, to catch this game up.
Yeah, it's kind of, this is kind of the best case scenario almost. Like, you never want to lose a pistol, but if you're going to lose a pistol, just like winning after it. And also JW got that money from, also Golden got that extra money from the knife as well. So there are definitely some positive things that have happened, and they're set up well to take take momentum in this game. So I think for a competitive map, which I think we want to see, we need to see Fnatic obviously having a pretty clean round here, not leaving it down to 15 seconds before they've killed anyone or taken position. You know, winning the rounds and, you know, winning that first gun round, and then we're off to the races in terms of a really competitive map. And I feel like a lot of the previous things can be forgiven at that point, but they've got to get there first, and it's harder than it sounds, especially given that there's Deagles, there's an MP9, there's a couple smokes remaining as well for Heroic. And I was talking about Fnatic waiting for too long, and they have waited a very long time right now, and Heroic don't care. They just haven't really moved, so it's looking scary once again.
Yeah, we saw this again for Fnatic yesterday versus Cloud9, just taking their sweet time on this T side. 20 seconds left, and I feel like, sure, they might be winning these rounds, but they're not giving themselves a lot of cushion in case there is a mistake. 15 seconds now, bomb's about to go down. Should not be a heroic round. It's not looking very likely here. But this is, I'd argue here that this is definitely like a change for Fnatic for me of having a little bit more rounds where we kind of go very late round. I guess if teams are expecting Fnatic to be notorious on the aggressive side, then maybe they found themselves a potential kind of stopgap here of what if the aggressive doesn't work, we need something to rely on or fall back on. Maybe this is what Fnatic is trying to practice on right now. (7-11), heroic 2k across the board, so next round as well won't be seeing an AWP on Cadian unless he gets some nice kills here or maybe a potential knife. So good start here from Fnatic at least. Another mid stack here from heroic.
All right, it's looking like a good, stable couple rounds so far. Starting to build up that money. This is obviously the round that builds the most money here. We need to make sure they don't lose any players. Do have a great push towards this B site now. I know where one of the two remaining players is. Can probably assume that one of them's on B, or the last one's on B. See if they check this. Cadian, he really wants to try to catch someone off guard, and that's exactly what he's going to do, making it hurt. This is mission accomplished for Cadian. Oh, an extra kill? That is nuts. That's a little bit too much damage, I think, but it's not game breaking or anything, but it's definitely more than Fnatic wanted.
Yeah, we said he needed some kills, and he got 2 kills, so he actually can afford himself an op now, just because of that.
Oh,
wouldn't have
really?
been able to.
Crazy.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to if he just got the 1 kill. Getting the 2, and he does get the glass cannon. So yeah, we thank Cadian. Thanks Fnatic for that. That was an A bomb plant, and Cadian getting the 2 kills there. Nets him the op. We'll see if that's going to be detrimental to this round or not. He is over at that catwalk area.
Oh, golden.
That looked sick, actually. I think that was maybe potentially both of them flashed as well. So maybe a little bit lucky there, but JW almost shot Cadian's head off.
Oh, I don't like it. There's a lot of smoke fighting going on over here in middle, but finally it's kind of tapered off. They're going to try the Palace aggro. Now they run into Crims. There it is. A second kill, leading this even further in favor of Fnatic. Just one man left towards this A bomb site. We're looking at Stown to have to give us something spectacular. If Heroic do want to hold on, if they do want to even attempt this, because right now it's looking like a save, and they're just kind of saying to Stown, yeah, if they come B, we got 2 here. If they go A, try get as many as you can, and then we'll see if we want to go for it. Getting 1 and getting out of there. Now, this is definitely going to tempt Heroic. Ooh, maybe even further in with all this damage happening through the smoke. But with that fight not going their way, now I imagine the save call's pretty solidified. They might just have to give this one up. So now Fnatic are more than back into this. 11-9 at the end of this round. It's taken a lot of effort to get here, right? But they are carving this path, and this second half for Heroic has not really yielded too much just yet.
Yeah, and as we talked about as well, for Fnatic, you could argue that maybe this would have been a lot more dominant had Fnatic not had these scrappy rounds on that CT side, but this is a really good round for him. Quick mid take as well. Heroic, again, we talk about how active they like to be on that CT side, and that's exactly that. We spot some people in mid, we get an expo flash. Golden, I believe, gets Tess's fully flashed, but he might have also been in more of an anti-flash position. First, a big round though from Fnatic on this side. We talk about weapon round versus weapon round. Very important round for Fnatic there to win. We do have 2 saved weapons though, and one of them is the AWP on Cadian. Forts himself a half armor for this round. Another mid take from Fnatic. They're going from top mid. Not a lot of people from underpass. We do know that Heroic have 4 members on this A bomb site. So in terms of making the right gamble of the bomb site, so far they made the right play. There's a lot of time left on this clock. And Tessus with the aggressive push. Is he going to get Crims? He won't. Down to 12 HP, and that's an important kill for Fnatic. Him going down forces Fnatic to kind of just go into B or in mid. Now it gives us some more options, even though that's exactly where it's looking likely it's going to be heading to anyway. B split. Bomb risky position here, going up in Cat. You don't really tend to see that with only 2 team members. But with Warp going down there now, it should be a relatively safe Fnatic round. All 3 remainder Heroic members are in mid towards A, and then there's just Nico on the flank with the CZ. Hoping to maybe get a kill. No kits either, so sure, Stalin getting a kill on Brawlan. Still won't be seeing a Heroic play here, a potential retake scenario. So all about trying to save the weapons for the next round.
And are we edging one team over the other here? Because, you know, Fnatic are really building up a lot of momentum. And
I mean, this is how comebacks happen, right? On the T side, where you can't get any economical grip on the CT side, and you just force every other round is like a round like this. And then every buy round you get, it's not even a full utility buy. Just a very tough spot to be in.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened to Fnatic on that first half, and they scraped together 5 rounds. And now they're 5 up, and they've only conceded 1, which was the pistol. So absolutely no success for Heroic here. They're going to have a big buy. What are we looking for Heroic to have a better performance? You know, what do they need to do here? They have this full buy coming in.
I think we just hold one round. I think the first weapon round they had, they wanted to try to go for an aggressive mid play, which is totally fine, obviously, right? But I think with the economy being the way it is, and Fnatic as well, knowing the tendencies that we've seen this week, there is a possibility that they will go a little bit slower, and they have been really slow on the time when they have done that. And we saw that yesterday on Heroic as well, being very good on keeping the utility for late game, especially on a map like Inferno. To argue that one of the reasons as to why they won that map yesterday. And if we can see the same here, we have a double op setup here from Heroic actually this time around, and an all on Bora. Very strong buy here now for both of these 2 teams. And I actually might love this play from Heroic. It might be just straight into a fast A execute kind of play, or just a walk up. Just to catch Fnatic off, or Heroic rather, off guard a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a timing play here. Brawlan's about to land that smoke over towards that connector area. And here we go, just the one flashbang over. Nico in a good spot, but Brawlan shoots his head off. Full on Brawl on this bomb site now.
And same flick on the entry. Tessus, he's dodging around the smoke and the crates here on the site, and he's causing all kinds of problems, buying loads of time for his teammates. And he's just up on the box, and another crazy flick. Jaquinho this time is the one to deliver it, as Cadian is going to be blocked off by that smoke. So even though there didn't really seem like there was much for Fnatic to work off of, now there may just be a chance. Oh, that's a great frag though from Borup. And JW's well and truly locked out of the bomb site. And at this point, with no player to help him out, you don't like his chances. Great shot though, he might be able to get out of here, able to escape down the ladder. Now it's on. Now JW has a chance. He's got some position to work with. Looking for a flashbang here. He knows they're closing down in his position. Another great connection. We talked about it. JW. He is going to lift up the spirits of Fnatic with an incredible clutch. And oh my God, that's got to feel horrendous for Heroic. Finally a round where they felt like they were going to win, and JW steals it all away.
Yeah, I feel like they get a taste of their own medicine there. Kind of what we saw happen to Fnatic on that CT side as well. Frustrating round as well. We talk about, you know, how close this game is getting, and especially in the later stages as well. Obviously, we talk about the economy just being so important. Fnatic will tie up this game now. Oh man, it's a bit of an interp there. You know, you'd argue maybe that wouldn't have happened at an offline event. You know, even in my opinion, there was a pass the ball, but it happens.
We talked about it too, you know, like JW stepping things up here in a more pressured scenario, and he's really doing just that. He's delivering some excellent moments here for Fnatic. 11-11. That's the round. That is the round that ties up the game. Double AWP here for Heroic.
And Tess is aggressive in mid here as well. Trying something new here. Down with an aggressive angle as well into Palace. And that's the start that Heroic needed. They get the entry, they still have the double op set up, they have some nades left. Fnatic as well here.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even information play here, right? I think Tessus will make his way, and we see the rotate here as well coming in from Cadian, and here's the push from Fnatic. You'd argue that timing actually is on their favor here. Nico goes down again. It's the same angle we saw last round. Brolan gets his head off once more, but are they going to be expecting such a fast flank from Tessus?
Tessus has got to be the hero, and he doesn't get anything done from the wrap. Heroic, they kind of spent so long hoping that that flank was going to find something. And now they're in, well, 2-2-on-2, thanks to Cadian on this AWP back here in CT Spawn. Are they invested? Are they interested in going for this one? JW's low. Fnatic deciding to double up over in the Palace, and it is all left onto JW again. This time, though, the odds stacked against him. Smoke going onto the bomb. Oh, no, now they know where he is. JW, the last one. No idea how he got away with it in the clutch. This time, they don't give him the room. And he didn't have the HP either. So Heroic, they do actually recover that, right? Considering that when the bomb goes down, that's a 2v3. Important kills from Cadian over towards CT spawn, and then Borup coming in from jungle there to deliver alongside Cadian.
Yeah, nice retake here as well. Love this Molotov from Cadian here as well. Kind of forces Brawl into this position. Snaps his head off. Body rather, but that's a great entry again. You know, we talk about Brawl and how snappy his aim is, and Nico, same position 2 times in a row, forced now on an SMG. Oh, and Heroic again trying with the usual shenanigans. It was Tessa's last round. Cadian maybe whiffed it a little bit, ends up dying, but here's when the SMG comes into play. Very aggressive here early on. It's only been 25 seconds of this round, and we have 3 members dead on this map so far. Not the start you want in Heroic. Talk about the economy for CT side. They get the one round, they have to string rounds together. Them losing this one, it's not going to be great. Oh man, just Borup alive here now. It's gonna be 12-12. Again, money advantage to Fnatic. And just because they've kept 4 alive here as well, you argue as well of, yeah, sure, Fnatic, even in the sense of for Heroic of getting a win, you're not going to be putting Fnatic in a position where they're going to be forced on this like low scrappy buy. It's going to be another strong buy, even if they were to lose the one round. Really a situation here when you argue of, you know, if there is a possibility or if you were expecting maybe Fnatic not to win this, like they are definitely in the driver's seat here now.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, you see that first half, it's like, oh man, Fnatic are having such a hard time, and you look at this one, and Heroic aren't getting even remotely close to some of the successes Fnatic were finding on their troubled half, but they were still able to win clutches and put this, you know, put it down into those clutch moments. But here it's been, I mean, there's been a couple big moments, but still, Fnatic looking very confident. And we talked about it earlier. They're a team that's very good at dealing with very difficult games and where they're not getting very much. Staying focused. And once again, they're up against this. Golden with the swing. Oh, that's a swing and a miss. And that's an AK for Borup. You'll be quite happy about that one. There's 2 players there too, so this might start to be a little bit problematic. If they can't get control of ladder room, then are they going to want to go for this push in B? It looked like they were going for the split. Still time, and there's a pickup. They might not expect. Okay, they know that there's another one next. They know it's Borup, yeah, and he didn't kill Borup yet, so he's going to just dodge back into the site. This is a smart move from him. Ooh, that AK is really paying off.
Yeah, but I wonder here, they're going to go into a potential here of Tessus And all 3 members from Fnatic are coming from Connector. You'd argue that maybe he should be getting a 1 kill here on the bomb plant, but JW is smart here, puts the smoke down and not going to give Tessus that flexibility that he wanted, but he's going to spot J. Oh no. Oh, he missed the first one. Oh no, this can all go down south. Jackinho here now in a 1-on-2 situation by his lonesome. It's a good spot though, but it's a bad plant for him. Oh, he hears Cadian though.
Oh, they get off the bomb, and now they need this kill, right? Time's ticking away. Cadian's low. Jackinho's been given a little bit more room than perhaps they should have. They're sticking it. The spam does damage, and the Glock's gonna finish it off. If they just stuck that the first time around, that could have been a heroic round, and I think they realized that a little too late, right? Suddenly, Cadian finds himself trapped in Connector, and essentially he's in a position where he has to give over like this 1v1 fight. He tries to just prolong it for as long as he can. Like, look, he's not even fighting. He's just trying to scare Jackinho away, land a pre-fire, anything to keep him locked in that engagement while the defuse is coming in. But yeah, a bit of a mistake, right? They were already, what, like 4 seconds into the 10-second stick when they get off the bomb. At first, it looked like maybe the idea was to pincer Jackinho, take the fight, and then they realized the guy in the site just doesn't have that angle, just doesn't have that ability. And so that clutch comes up in favor of Fnatic. It's a damn good try from Heroic, right? Especially that lone Deeg play, delayed, passing around the smoke, lining up the double. You thought that was going to be enough, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, and another entry here in favor of Fnatic on this round. JW clears a very aggressive angle here as well on A, and Cadian missed that shot. Gets a little bit flash here, but 3-on-5 situation now. Fnatic making their way on this A bomb site. Smoke goes down as well here. Man, what a turnaround here from Fnatic. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Scrappy Counter-Strike, but that's really where they excel at, right? And 14-12 now, and it goes in the hands of, you know, I think it's Sapphire that's observing this. Maybe we can get a tab here during the tactical, just to see. But yeah, when we come in the hands of, we talk about the economy CT side, stringing rounds together, doesn't happen from Heroics. Even if they have the max money loss bonus, just the fact of, you know, them being able to rebuy these like strong utility buys with the AWP on Cadian just doesn't happen all too often. Only seen it twice. And Fnatic, obviously, again, with just a very dominant showing so far.
Man, it feels like they've been so willing to fight Fnatic, and that's definitely worked to Fnatic's favor, right? Like, we even see in terms of how they're like approaching this right now, it is pretty slow, pretty measured, waiting for Heroic to give the kills away. The only reason that worries me is like, I'm just thinking about it, and I think that if Heroic were playing this CT side versus VP, I don't even think they would have 2 rounds right now. I think they would have 0 with the aggression they've been giving, right? Obviously, within the context of this Fnatic matchup, you can understand it a little bit more, but Fnatic are responding to it really, really well. And if anything, it feels like it's causing Heroic a great deal more problems than it is creating space at this point in time. This is another slow round from Fnatic, because they know what Heroic have been doing in these kind of rounds, right? They have been throwing in aggression, be that at mid, be that, you know, trying to get stuck in over towards apartments, or at least just fighting middle, right? There's always been players at short, connector, window, keen to take engagements. And it just hasn't really worked for the Danes yet.
Yeah, and this is also another round here where we're talking about we have to hit the shots. And if anything, this is a round that we would want to see Heroic aggressive on. Not a lot of utility, so they need to get some rounds and being able to go defensive, maybe put a crossfire setup. The last thing you want to happen is for Fnatic to potentially fully execute on you here now. It's not going to be great to try and hold a bomb site like that. And JW here is just up by his lonesome on Cat, and Jackinho causing a lot of noise here as well in the apartments. Gets both of them. Man, I'm super impressed by Jackinho this week. I think, you know, it's a lot to ask for as well, being new on the team, and these are a lot of big names on the Fnatic roster also. Having a chance to go and play for the guys. JW talked about it yesterday as well. He feels like they're one of the teams that does a really good job with developing their players, as we have seen on Brawlan. Looking to replicate that with Jackinho. Matt point here now from Fnatic.
Yeah, it's interesting too, Fnatic. You know, one of the qualities I think that helps them out so much in as a team, just and I think it's always been this way. It's always been the style of, you know, Crims, JW. Obviously, I think Golden also really took to this too, coming up from Fnatic Academy. But just this ability to be always comfortable in a mid round. There's a lot of teams that don't, they kind of think about the game in a more structured approach first. And Fnatic is always happy for things to go just to shit effectively, and then to kind of figure it out on the fly. Whereas, and they really excel there, and that really is so helpful when your game plan's not working, when you're having unfortunate rounds. And it's something that also I think just adds to this quality where they don't worry as much. I think because they always know they can just fall back on themselves and as teammates. Looking to close things out here on Mirage. Some B-Apps presence. Of course, Crims on the lurk there in the Palace position as he has been. In the early stages of their default, he's very often going to be there. And Heroic, they're feeling an A-ramp aggression, perhaps an A-set piece. They got a two-man setup there. However, Fnatic are playing a really slow pace here, just very kind of moderate pressure to begin. And as we get to the minute mark, we can see now the rotation towards middle. They've given up B apartments. So that tends to suggest now that we're going to see them after mid control either resetting into an A take or just trying to go for a connector play. See how this goes. Two men on ramp. That's actually a pretty good positional setup for Heroic to deal with this. If they spot it in time.
I was going to say, normally what happens here as well, you tend to just take B ramp control when you have positions like this. This is a really good setup here from Heroic. We'll see if Fnatic clears all these angles. But Kadia misses the shot. That was super important. But Tessus with almost a three-man spray down. Golden down to 17 HP. It's a 2-on-2 situation now. Down very quick on this rotate now. Buy ticket. We have both Heroic members coming from here as well. Borup as well. Leaving JW now in a good spot.
Oh no, he missed the window jump. He wanted to try and get up to short to play that post plant, but instead he's gonna have to do it from connector. JW, they tap the bomb, hoping to bait a shot, and it will. Now they know the terrible truth as to where this AWP lies. JW, little to the left. Oh, that's not what I meant. Oh, it's the tag, but not quite the killing blow. That is close from JW, but close doesn't matter. In this game, 13-15, Heroic trying to get back in right at the final hurdle, trying to get it to overtime. 2 away, which must feel like an eternity to the Heroic guys.
Man, he shot his dick off. That's unbelievable.
That really felt like a kill. Oh my god.
That looked like a kill to me too, yeah. Man,
that had to be like
close.
Pixels off, man. Pixels off a body shot. Heartbreak there for JW, and that player wasn't even low enough to get killed by a leg shot too. Well, we got a push there from Cadian through the under. Man, I'm blanking right now. Help me out. I'm gonna call it underpass now because my brain's not remembering callouts. That's fine. The boosters try to capitalize on this smoke and try to play counter to the setup in connector there. Tessus will get away, and we know how dangerous he is. And finally, Cadian will reveal himself. And this is the problem right now because they're going to re-aggress back into mid. Tessus get the swing off of Cadian's pressure. However, it's not looking good for Heroic after all said and done. It's down though, able to win his duel against Crims. He was lurking out towards A. You can always expect it. And all of a sudden, just like that, Heroic flipping the round on his head. And it's going to be a very desperate run here from Golden. Looking for the 1 versus 2 clutch. Has to get the bomb down first. He will be able to do so, but doesn't know how close the CTs can be, I think. So that always makes it hard to know how to do your post-plant positioning. And he has to assume that they're close at this point. Oh,
that's 4-3 maybe.
4-3 indeed.
Roland called it though. He's like, hey, listen. 10 ADPs on the left. 15-14. I love that from Heroic. We saw the early on aggression. They don't stop. They just keep on refilling with members. Obviously, we have the one guy go down, but Katie is coming from underpass, obviously. Again, the flashbang comes in. Tess is still here as well. And while we have a lot of Fnatic members here, I just love the fact that it's a call made from Heroic, and we just have to continue to fight for it. It was a close one, 2 versus 3, but yeah, I mean, this is round number 30 now. Overtime? Is that the call?
Is it happening? I don't know, man, but it's definitely possible. Just one more round for Heroic. They're starting to like feel, you can feel the confidence from them, especially in the last couple of rounds. Some of the fights they've been taking and winning is a very good sign for them and their prospects here. But they definitely are not winning the utility game. We can see right now there's a huge disparity on that. And Fnatic have been playing a way slower pace in these recent rounds. Oh, that's a bold swing. Down not ready at all for that one. And that's huge pressure. That's going to draw rotation. And JW picks in mid as well at the same time. Okay. Overtime looking less likely now, but we'll see if Heroic can cobble something together.
Oh, it's going to be rough, though. Tessas has been good at these big, heroic moments over towards the A-bomb site. We're going to need another out of him, but it's only one presenting itself, so Cadian and Borat, pressure is on. 2 versus 4, not a retake yet, but that bomb is getting planted, and here it is. They've got to get back into this site somehow, some way. Little bit of utility split between the two of them. This smoke and molly combo could come in real handy, so it's important Cadian doesn't die. Oh, but there it is. Speak of the devil and he shall appear, and there it is at the end of the game. Jaquinho to close this one out 1-0 in favor of Fnatic. 16-14 on the map pick of Heroic as well, and that's on the back of a game that at one point was 11-5 to the lead. It's been more of the former with this Heroic squad. Usually it fires them up, but let's see if that's the case now. Moving into this pistol round, they try and keep it quick, and instead it's to their demise. They run into Golden down at the bottom of mid, and while that's going on, the rest of the gang are lighting up top banana. So commanding pistol round from Fnatic. B site locked in, and only one man left for Heroic.
And that's a really nice round here from Golden. He gets the 2 guys that's rushing down in mid. Heroic trying to do a pincer move on the banana bomb side. 2 down mid. And down banana at the same time, but Fnatic not going to have any of those shenanigans. A solid round. 3 kills from Crims, 2 from Golden. First pistol round on the board here from Fnatic. Continued that domination on that T side that we saw in Mirage. And Inferno, I talk a lot about the economy, and Inferno by far the one that requires the most amount of utility, the most amount of economy on that CT side in order to have a very good kind of run. Just very demanding on the CTs, this map. Full buy though. Scout on Cadian. We do have some utility and pistols around the board. These rounds are still dangerous here on the T side, and kind of what you expect for CTs. A little bit more of a gamble stack. With Heroic having 4 smokes left as well, you argue that normally you just tend to have one guy continuously rotate over to B and kind of refills. You can do the same thing in mid as well, but B is much more common. And we do see, as I mentioned here, Borp making its way first with the first set of smokes. Down does have one, but obviously when he's the B side player, he's the one that wants to hold it the longest. I like this as well. The longer Fnatic kind of takes their time here and not taking map control kind of forces or kind of leaves Heroic in a situation where they don't have to use their smokes early. So still have a lot of smokes. That's 50 seconds left. And Fnatic are making their way here. We have 2 smokes for Heroic. And I wonder if we're just going to see Fnatic just straight out execute even through this smoke here. No. This is now very dangerous. Now it's 35 seconds left. We have 2 smokes left. Stam with one as well. And you make the argument here for Fnatic. Maybe you just end up leaving. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, I like it. They're faking the rotation.
Yeah, but
So
look at
smart.
yeah. Actually, Stam just placed the smoke too. It's going to be very close here now.
All right, here we go. Little Molotov to force the players out of position, but that lands a coffin, so everyone's safe. Stown shrunk down and behind the pillar. That's a lot of damage, considering it's just him there. But has that teed Heroic up for a little upset here in this force buy? I don't think so. I don't even think they're that interested in going for it, as sad as it is to say. With, 3 of these players tagged, that scout is going to hit like an orb. But that's not information that Heroic have, nor is it anything they're going to act upon, as they just sit back and let this one run the clock down. Fnatic onto a second, they get the conversion. They've been good at grabbing these. And so now 2-0.
I think one of the cool things about that decision too is that I would imagine that if, with the time as it was, when Fnatic were like going for that fake rotation, I feel like if there was like a full stack on the B site, there would have been noise that Fnatic would have heard when they stuck around to, that would indicate rotating players, which they would only need to do if there was like a stack of players, unless they were like very convinced to just sit there and just hold all their guns to the next round, which is a possibility. But it's really cool to see Fnatic do that, because I've actually not seen that maneuver enough, I think, in that kind of a spot. So it's really cool. It works out for them. Some teams panic. That was a move that was made with complete just concentration and composure. So
yeah, I mean, that was looking very dicey. You'd argue here as well if Fnatic makes their way up in mid, just because they don't have any information on how the CTs are playing. I think smart play by them. Very close, but still a round win. And low buy here from Heroic, and they're gambling towards that A bomb site now this time around. Just Cadian being 13 HP in CT spawn, holding an angle. So it's looking like a solid first 3 rounds here from Fnatic, I'd argue. JW, but not much is going to be done after that. And for Heroic now, obviously, we're going to be buying for next. You can make the discussion for Nico, obviously trying to save maybe the armor that he has, but for the remainder Heroic players, maybe you want to try and go for a kill here for a potential weapon upgrade. But this could also come back to bite you a little bit, because obviously we know that there's 2 SMGs on the Fnatic side, and there's a lot of money here to be collected. Just 2 SMG kills though.
See, I feel like Fnatic have joined us on so many of these casts, and every single time they're around, it is Inferno that's being played. I feel like they're going to be very, very attuned to all the stuff they've been breaking down for us whenever they've appeared on the desk. We're already seeing good examples of this banana utility, which Golden always talks about as being so important, right? And Fnatic have been winning this a great deal. Look at JW. Like, how do you account for this speed, this pace, this shoot-you-in-the-face attitude that he's got? He's already up top banana. It's been double mollied, man. They're not going to be ready for him to be so deep. Can he catch anyone from this position? That's the interesting thing. Because Fnatic right now, it sounds like they're trying to bait Heroic to take a banana peek. There's a smoke down at top banana. There were Molotovs there. JW runs through, and so they're trying to bait the peak, but Stown is somehow aware that that is the case, and he's ready for JW. That is impressive awareness from Stown, considering all the kind of pieces that Fnatic threw into trying to sell the idea that, yeah, we're not top banana, take a peek, see for yourself. Well, they do, and they find JW.
Super smart round as well from Fnatic. I mean, you're exactly right. They're waiting for that mid-round aggression to take back banana control. Good spot, but nicely done on the Tessus with the clear. Brollan, though, shoots Cadian's head off. They're up in mid now. Nice flashbang as well on board. He's completely flashed. Brollan gets a second kill here now. Here's the wrap. Pincer move here. Now, Nico and Testing great decisions, though. I'm not sure if Fnatic's going to be expecting 2 members from Heroic here.
Oh no,
man.
The variance there, that sucks, doesn't it? If you're Heroic. Off to a pretty poor start here, unless Storm can do something nuts, but it's the A side of Inferno. There's not really a chance here for him. Trying to see if he can catch any stragglers, though, perhaps. At least get some damage on the economies, pick up the AWP, and he's out of there. Oh, this is not the start that Heroic were looking for, that's for sure.
Yeah, even a great opening by Heroic. You'd argue that their whole round was actually really nicely done. They had 4-man setup as well over towards that A bomb site when Fnatic was hitting it. They got an entry over to that banana bomb site as well, but Fnatic, really good job on their timing, hitting their shots at the same time. You see, this is the first kill that Brollan gets, but then there's a really good expo flash here from Golden to allow Crimson, obviously, Braun to take the space, and we see Borb just so flashed. And the smoke just fades here. Look at this timing with the smoke fading. Maybe Nico has more of an opportunity if it doesn't. But yeah, that's 4 rounds already here on the board for Fnatic on their T side, and Heroic not in a good spot with the money. It's a half buy pistols. Cadian does have an AWP, looking too aggressive here on Banana. And that's really the hit squad. It's Cadian and Stavin with weapons, and they're both here in Banana area, so... Oh, wow, and he gets away at the same time. Crims wasn't actually super flashed either, so getting him the first kind of saves Stavin there. When we saw this tendency from Heroic yesterday as well, Tessus was very active on the B-bomb side to be the guy that rotates over. And then for Nick to actually come in. Yeah, and it comes in the hands of, you know, Fnatic losing the entry there from Crimson Banana, leaving it there, and Heroic being able to then rotate back. This is a very difficult situation to be in if you're Fnatic, but I say that Jaquinho, so having a great performance on Mirage, continues that here on Inferno. 3 kills now, 2 on 2, bomb goes down. Oh!
Oh, wow. Okay, it's getting dangerous now, isn't it? It's heating up. Borup with the AWP trying to find the wallbang, and Storm has, meanwhile, picked up an MP9. I think in the smoke, he found an MP9. So there could be a moment here. There goes an 8. Well, Golden's going to deal with Storm, and that's going to have to be a save for the AWP now. It's looking doable off the back of that 1 deke from Borup, but Fnatic, they didn't seem to be afraid at all. They just seemed to walk straight into the stack. They had a good, good entries, good coordination, good swings. The lack of apps control, I suppose, was really the biggest issue for Heroic in that defense, and that with that stack that they had more apps control, and I think that it would have been harder for Fnatic to coordinate the swing from Porch and apps at the same time. And that's what I think really where you can see this is the swing, right? Oh, of course, Nika comes out to help on Porch, and then this angle's completely left open.
Yeah,
it's hard though. It's hard to know exactly how you're supposed to swing sometimes and what you're supposed to be looking at.
Yeah, it's timing, right? They obviously spot a lot of people in lane there and want to help out and to go for a training game, and it's really just the one Fnatic member on in apps there, and Jaquinho getting the 3 kill. Just timing, it's just very good there. Best weapon round so far this half. We have a double op setup here now from Heroic. 1 on Stan, 1 on Cadian. They will be splitting. We have Cadian was trying to take a peek in apps, and Stan in this same old Heroic shenanigans, trying to take Banana control. Oh, but again, the aggression from Fnatic. Nico is here to kind of help out, but he's by his lonesome now. He does have apps control, but Fnatic have bomb site and arch. They still even have 1 lurking member in Crimson in the ramp area. What a start from Fnatic. This is what I was worried about. The whole thing with the CT side economy of not getting rounds together, and then you have a team like Fnatic that, especially in a start like this, just does a really good job on their T sides, being in your face, being flexible as well with the calls that they make, throwing in some really fast rounds into some really slow rounds, and then just taking map control. And this is concerning from Heroic, because you make the argument here as well. You know, normally when you have CT sides like this, it comes in the hands of them now being able to take Banana control, but Heroic has had actively Banana control for a lot of these rounds, with Fnatic abusing the fact that, to argue, maybe timing and some rotates at that as well, but just really have the upper hand at the moment in the calling area. So hoping that maybe we would see a timeout here. There's another good buy here from Heroic, obviously. Full sets of nades. Let's see if they have something else in mind for us. Cadian is moving towards mid with that AWP.
Open on a presence there from Fnatic.
Oh.
JW will catch Borup. That's unfortunate. Speaking about timing, JW is master of time and space at this point. He looks to take more control up top Banana using that utility, but you know what? They're going to fall back actually very, very fast. And in fact, it's an instant response from Tessus, who's going to rotate, but Fnatic aren't necessarily going for a fast timing here. Tessus maybe feels more sense of urgency than actually... Oh, look, it's so interesting because it feels like Heroic kind of in a place where they're down 4 versus 5, and sure, it does feel a little bit desperate, but it feels like they're expecting Fnatic to be playing faster, a lot faster than they actually are.
Yeah, but I think that's what I commented on it as well on Mirage, and I think this is really something new we've seen from Fnatic, because normally we do see, sure, they could slow down the pace a little bit, but not to this degree. And I think this is definitely something they're trying to add into their arsenal, a little bit slower pace. We know that the change of meta as well really revolves around the utility, so having rounds like this where you just really take it down to the wire, you still want to obviously take some map control and kind of force the CTs to waste as much utility as they can. Especially rounds like this, a very common angle that Cadian just had there. But it's another arch wrap. Good positions here though from Heroic. Gets JW, nice flick.
That's the round. That's the bomb drop. That's it all said and done. Like, no matter what Jaquinho does here, the round is going in favor of Heroic. So, yeah, you guys are saying how you trying to slow it down, trying to throw in a really slow round where you leave it down to the wire, but you have to, you have to still hit the site with conviction. And honestly, the bomb shouldn't been alone over towards short, right? Because the moment that kill came in, I think it was on to JW. The round was done. Like, even if they'd killed everyone immediately after and they get the site control, the bomb was just dropped too far away to actually get it planted. So just a minor thing to note there. JW had to stay alive, and the moment he doesn't, well, then it comes up in favor of the Danes.
Much needed rounds, and people start off, I was going to say similarly with that early banana exchange. Thorn going very aggro though, able to find himself the frag on the Crims, and this is great. Heroic off the back of that previous round when everybody hitting their shots. Now they get the man advantage, and the pace is a little bit quicker from Fnatic to respond to that, and that's a huge kill to get for Fnatic, evening up the numbers, taking arch control. The pressure now on this A side is really enormous. The bomb is rotating through second mid. Fnatic have their eyes well and truly set on this A side, and Heroic is starting to rotate some assistance, but it's going to be tough to hold this. It's going to require more excellent shooting here, and you can't shoot if you can't see, it seems. Jaquinho takes down Nico. Tessus has to deliver a huge multi-kill hit. There's number one. Oh, he gets the second too. That buys time for Borup, who's on the rotation. Finds the angle, finds the swing, and the spray's good as well. Fnatic stopped dead in their tracks, thanks to Tessus. And now the hold from Heroic. It's perfect.
Oh
God. Oh my God, what is happening? Maybe JW is just more perfect. He's the perfect human. Looking to get that plant on. Is he really going to do it again to them? He did it on Mirage. He's trying it again here on Inferno. Oh my God.
Oh,
Finds the timing.
Yeah, I think he expects it, but probably doesn't expect it to be that quick. But damn, those two shots from JW keeps him in that round. Such smart play as well. He obviously knows that there's one Heroic member left as well, trying to bait him a little bit for the swing, and he gets exactly what he's looking for. 3 one-on-one duels. And yeah, I mean, Brawlan clears it, so does Golden, but it's two really quick, snappy kills from Tessus here.
The money is it's definitely been heavily impacted by those extra kills from JW, so to make life more difficult. Oh, love this from Crims, just going in with the max 10. What's an early frag with this? He's close. I love this move just because it also forces Heroic to have to spend more utility, but they're making their own moves here with an apartment aggression. Trade it out though. Always the way back in. However, this is we've seen Cadian in this spot before. Brawlan Golden learned the lesson.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh man,
brilliant jiggle there.
Normally you do see the flashbang, especially the spot is just so common nowadays. But you obviously want a wide swing for the ruins position as well. But that's a nice little jiggle peek from Golden there. Obviously, there's still 4 remainder Heroic members there, so not going to really gain anything from it. But this week, I feel like we've seen a lot of kills going the hands of the Opera at the B-bomb site in the same position. It's such a strong position too, because obviously you can take a shot and just fall back. Get in a safer position, especially if you have a smoke left. You just put that in front of you there as well, forcing T's to kind of run pool area, make so you can have a chance to get away. Some dominant rounds here though from Heroic at the end, forcing Fnatic finally on a save. Just pistols, armor on Jaquinho, but not much else. Looking for a bit of an expo play here with Golden's flashbangs.
Oh dear. Okay.
Lovely.
That's an AWP. Ah, but then there's the lower flank that should get this all back under control for Heroic. They're not worrying yet, but Golden's trying to put the fear in them. One more man at mid. Are they going to try swing him together? Oh, that's a lot of damage to Tess says. This is getting juicy now. This is getting interesting. The AWP in the hands of Golden. Not normally the AWPer, but here he is, creeping into the fray. Lots of damage down onto one of these players, but the other two both sat pretty back in this A-bomb site. If Fnatic were to wrap B, they might be onto a winner here, and that bomb is starting to make its way through the speedway. Just a low HP Tessez while Golden's applying pressure. Crims needs to land the shot of all shots, but it is just that. One shot is all that's needed to get rid of Tessez and open up this bomb plant. There's the check for Crims, and now it's interesting. 2v2, this bomb getting planted, weapon to be retrieved. Over in the church as well, my word. Another from Golden, and now just one man left to rise against it all. It's Borup coming in on this rotation. No armor on either of these players. Also just the Deagle for Crims. It's this AWP on Golden that gets you worried. He can still do a hell of a lot with it. And back at New Box, good angle for this fight. That's Fnatic stealing it away in what was a 2v4 with just these pistols to get it over the line.
I can't believe that happened. Crims just being so smart here as well. They don't know where Tassus is, obviously, but being so low. They argued that maybe it was a good position that he was in, expecting the CT push to happen. Oh, worst case from Heroic. You argue there's 3 really good rounds on the board for him as well. Starting to really get the hang of the economy, and that should be a round as well that really cements it. It goes to the hands of Fnatic. These pesky pistols, man. Never discount them. Still a double up setup though from Heroic, but utility has gone down the drain. And it's a double up. Never mind. I was going to say it's a double up setup towards A, but I'm just a little bit blind here today. Another slow round here, and this is this is the argument that at least for Heroic side of I think they did a really good job with this as well yesterday. Of even rounds like this, it's so quiet on the map. It's very easy for CT to just be like, oh, I'm worried that they're gonna just like jump on me here. Let me throw my nades away. But they do a really good job in trying to hold it as much as they can. Saw this as well from Fnatic a few rounds ago, where it's essentially just a banana fake, throwing some nades away. There's 45 seconds left as well, and sure, they can go up mid here, but they could also just fake up mid and fall back to B, kind of expecting Heroic not to have any nades left there after that initial fake. And here we go. Nice aggressive position from Jaquinho as well. He is by apps here, so it is looking like an app, like an A and apps play. 20 seconds left here now, and here's pushed on the bomb side.
Ooh, the Deagle's good. The AWP's even better through the smoke. Actually misses that shot. Down won't the second time, and ooh, tries to go for it again. That's one too many. All left onto JW, but this guy's been the clutch king today. He gets it down from the 1v3 to the 1v2. Katie is sneaking up through long, runs the gauntlet, and JW so blind. Will get put in the ground. So there we go. Defuse coming through. Heroic onto 4, and that round there, the double AWP's really the thing that had to do the heavy lifting. But the Deagles deliver as well over here at the A-bomb site. I think for Fnatic there, you know when you were kind of hypothesizing, yeah, they could fake mid and go back to B. Now, they don't know this, but those B site players didn't really have any utility left. And they go towards A, the site that still has a smoke and a Molotov. Both get thrown out. And that allows the Deagles to just play around the smoke and get away with a lot more damage than they should have. You know, really, it should have come down to those AWPs having a hold on. So Fnatic, little unfortunate. You know, if they had gone back into a B play, I think they would have been onto a winner there.
Yeah, but I think it comes into, you know, we talk about rounds, especially the rounds that they just played. For Heroic, they could also make the argument of watch out for the double take. We saw it again last round or previously in this half. So maybe they were expecting it. Now with the Heroic, with the round win as well for the previous round, we do see them go down aggressive down in mid here. So 2 kill from Nico, goes down though, but does a lot of damage on JW as well. It is pretty fun to see how this map has developed. I can't believe we've gone from just only seeing B plays into now seeing it being left alone a lot. Kind of how we saw the transition on Vertigo as well. Oh, Borg falling asleep there a little bit. I was going to say, it's a great angle. Maybe he heard a nade there, so maybe he was just expecting kind of dodge at the same time, and it kind of got a little bit whimsy. They're back in CT spawn. Yeah. Especially this time around when you're expecting it as well and have a AWP on that banana bomb site. Very deep angle to cover.
Much needed recovery here for Heroic as we get a tactical pause. I wonder who called this. Is it that Fnatic called it because they're starting to lose rounds, or did they want to do it because they want to kind of cool Heroic off a little bit? Okay, yeah, it was a Fnatic timeout. Thank you, production. All right, what do you think they're discussing here? Are we going to see a switch of approach?
I think so. I think right now what we kind of see Fnatic, there's been a lot of focus, at least early on, you know, leaving kind of Banana alone and taking some map control for A. We saw the one round early on from Fnatic where JW was very quick on the Banana take, and we might see something similar. We also know that Fnatic does like to throw in, on occasion, just a run up mid or even an apps push early. But I think the conversation here, I think the approach is very much correct, right? I think, you know, you see the tendencies from Heroic as well. They're holding their nades and they're kind of waiting for the T's to make a move, and then they will have a reply to that. Good spot. We talk about Heroic with the double boost. We see it again here today. Cadian, nicely done on JW. No AWP on JW that time around. Money is a little bit low. But from going from a timeout called and getting entry'd like that 15 seconds in, so if you did have a game plan for that round, it's now been scrapped. And this is what I was talking about. Very typical Fnatic here. You kind of wait for the smoke, or even sometimes maybe even thrown through the smoke. Tess is kind of expecting it now. It's very quiet on this map.
Nico could do something big from this position. They're not checking it. There's the lineup. And the spray down. Not quite. Oh, there it is. Cadian will get it. Woo, that got a little bit dicey for a second. Golden, behind enemy lines. Problem with being behind enemy lines is you're in the enemy's lines. But there it is. Tess has spotted, dealt with. 1v3. Ooh, B-hop past the AWP. Golden's feeling fancy with it. Feeling fresh. Now, if he were here, he would say, yeah, this guy gets one and gets traded. Well, he's got the one. We're just missing the traded part, and it's not going to happen yet. Now down to the 1v2. Golden. Can he do it? The bomb dropped in Boiler. 10 seconds. Time's the problem. He's just jumping past everyone. Gets the bomb, but there's the AWP to silence him. And it's Cadian with 3 in the round. 6 now on the board for Heroic, and no time for Fnatic.
Yeah, just this one. Fnatic not getting an opportunity to clear out apartments. Not expecting both players here from Heroic in such aggressive positioning.
Yeah, because it was...
Especially not after Katie getting the entry as well, yeah.
You wouldn't ever like expect that normally at that timing of the rounds. Souls just hanging out in apartments. That's like
What a comeback here from Heroic.
yeah, they can win the half still in terms of rounds. Wow, this is pretty interesting stuff. I'm really happy to see it too, because it really started to feel like Heroic were going to fall to the same issues as they did on the first map. But there you go. Caden's going to pick up one. It's going to have perhaps the opportunity for more, because there is still a player towards apartments. That's going to be Jaquinho. JW in the smoke. He loves it. We could catch a timing here. No, Tessus will fall back. He's only got a Glock, actually. I thought he had a Deagle for a second. His teammates have Deagles. He's not... Oh, here goes the peak. Oh, God, that flame is fantastic. But Tessus with the lawnmower. Gets all three of them. And the opportunity for damage now is quite limited. If just one more kill would be enormous. Let's see if he can find it here. Looking for that swing after the clear of hit there. And they got his number. That's a really good result for Heroic. Just maintaining their economy there was huge into this last round.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously JW not buying, wants to have the AWP for this round then. Might be the call. Nice spray down here from Tessus. We do see that AWP from JW. Trying to find a solution here from Katie, and he has been very active as of late. See where they position each other. Quick CT smoke. In mid. Might be a bit of a read here from Fnatic with that smoke. Haven't really seen that all too often. So might be a read of watch out for Boiler, but also at the same time, watch out for that banana play that they've been doing with the 3 members. Expo flash from the bomb site. The word here from Jaquinho. So want to be a little bit cautious here, being by his lonesome. It's a lot of noise though that he's getting or making for the tees. There we go. We talked about it. He jumped up, gets the kill on Cadian. Nico does trade, but he was by himself here now. It's a potential wrap, and again we see Fnatic kind of going back to this A bomb site. Wonder this time around though if it might be a fake, but I think with Brawlan getting that kill on Tessus, you never really know what to expect from Fnatic. Even Bomb in JW is just standing in mid, kind of waiting for Golden's call there. The final decision of, hey, where are we actually going? Especially when Crims is making his move up towards the B bomb side, and Golden goes down, and it kind of forces now Fnatic to hit that B bomb side. There's no other map presence anywhere. No flashbangs, so it's just one on JW actually. He might actually save him. Sound gets flashed. Crims doesn't clear the angle though. And man, what a comeback from Heroic. 3-7 down into now potentially. Say that Catch the Curse could be real here. It is JW after all, but no, not gonna happen. 8-7 in favor of Heroic coming into that second half now on this map. Are they gonna have the comeback, or will Fnatic get this 2-0? We'll see right after this break. We're back. Second half of map number 2 between Heroic and Fnatic. Second semifinal here at CS Summit 7. Was looking to be a very dominant Fnatic T side. They were 7-3 up. Economy was looking great for them as well. Heroic not really getting a lot of action done on that CT side, but turns it around and makes it 8-7. Really impressive. And it's a fast apps play here from Heroic. Just Brawlan here in his lonesome, but we do have the rotating Fnatic members here now. It's going to be 4 versus 5 on this bomb side. Full on brawl here is to be expected.
Oh, how? How have they done that? JW still fighting, still alive, still hanging on. Wow. And it's quite the pistol round for Fnatic. They keep 4 alive. Brawlan, he might die right away, but I love what he does in that round. He's just like a little goblin, man, running around trying to steal your loot. Up in the apartments, takes a quick fight, falls back. Quick fight at short side again, bait them into JW. He was great, even though he doesn't get anything done personally. He had opportunities to. He gets all the information. He sets up his team in the site with the bait and switch. And so now we've got a heroic force buy.
Yes. We'll see whether or not they can make something happen with this. Magic, perhaps. It's definitely a lot more doable, I would say, on the T side, if they can find the timings. Though, that is the question. And to begin with, Fnatic will get the information that they want. They have banana control. They have good defensive positioning around apartments and pits. And here comes the fight, or the possibility of a fight from Heroic. They wanted to do it. But the utility here from Fnatic was timed well. Looking for an expert defense here. Another resmoke deep banana. I don't know if they can hold on to this one. I think Heroic, they're chomping at the bit here to try to take control of this position. Here is Laura close range.
Flash
off of the Tech 9, and Golden trying desperately to sprint his way to safety. But he may not find any safety here in the wake of this push here from Heroic. Golden only taking down one. And that's 3v3 here. Good opportunity for Heroic in the afterplant.
Yeah, they're in with a chance. They get the bomb down, but now the numbers starting to get thinned out by Fnatic. It's all onto Cadian again. Back at the site, trying to play around this bomb. There's one down. Any more where that came from? No, he just gets wrapped. They rush him. And I like the way Fnatic play that, right? They're not overly cautious. They know that they've tagged him. They know that he's been dinked, so he's got to be low over at the back of the site. And they just charge him down. You know, don't give him room to play the 1v2.
Yeah, you see, here's the note. The way that Jackinho is jumping that wall there, it's actually really risky. We have Golden there as well, but something to note for the future if he's going to be jumping that by himself. Normally, you want to make the argument that you jump left, because if you jump right the way you do, if the T's are walking towards the wall on the right-hand side, there's going to be a big potential you just end up being traded because you just don't have an ability to run back, because obviously your jump penalty would be towards the car rather than towards the opening towards the B-bomb site. Small things that could punish the banana players. Making their way up in mid here. Grim's only getting the first one. JW here to help out though, but it is traded. Leaving Brolon here by himself, and he also goes down. And it's not a lot of HP on these heroic members. And it's Fnatic though with the man disadvantage bomb about to go down. All the way on the Vinny bomb, or the bomb spot. At least a lot of, or some nades here from Fnatic. We have a Molly, smoke, some flash. So it's still a possibility here.
It's one of these awkward situations though where just the numbers are going to be enough, right? They're not thinking about this in, you know, with all the info we've got, so they don't know. It's like, yeah, 2 are really low. We can try isolate them and get back into it. They just see 2 versus 3, bomb already, like, you know, half ticked as we'd be moving in. That just doesn't feel doable, and so they save. And now like the consequence of this kind of well, I don't want to single anyone out, right? But like Brolin going for that trade over towards short makes sense in the moment. And I think he's really anticipating that that's a fight he's going to win. But the fact that he falls, leaves these 2 B players on a very, very long rotate. I think the moment Brolin died, that was the end of the round, right? Great stuff from Stown. Like there's no accounting for this individual ability. But yeah, you know that Brolin's just ran through the molly. So he's tagged, he's low. And they're trying to capitalize. Sorry, Stown is. And yeah, Brolin goes for the swing to trade it, but ends up giving up the A bomb site.
It's unfortunate, right? Because obviously Fnatic knows that they're wrapping Archway as well. So Brolin kind of makes a decision. I'm either going to fight Arch here or I'm going to fight Site. He doesn't have information on who or how many they have. So, you know, you can't really fault him for that. You know, you make the argument maybe, you know, it's a shame that he didn't get the kill. But I think the decision making there from Brolin was probably the best case. Just a really, really good round here from Heroic for last one. We do see, though, this round, it's a bit of a banana fight, and Fnatic gets away with it, only losing 35 HP on Jackinho. Heroic loses 2 players. So, good trade there. Take that any day of the week.
Indeed. It's definitely not done just yet here for Heroic. Looking for an inch. But Fnatic giving them very little at this point, really just settling into the most passive positions and just not moving an inch. They don't have to. 5 versus 3, you don't have to do anything too complicated. Just Make sure you're good on the setups. The reaction's good so far. Some counter use by the people. There's Borup making his way to pull, but not for too long. And so it's a slow burn here for Heroic, but it's, you know, looks like their light's about to go out. Nico has got that molly backside. That's going to get extinguished, unfortunate. Oh, so difficult right now. Katie's going to have to go and try and save the AWP. On a good look. Can he get out of there? There's an angle there. Barely avoids the 1-deek.
At least the time is there's only 5 seconds left, so if Kaden gets a kill here on Crims, he is safe. Oh, the timing there as well. Unbelievable. Yeah, does end up saving the AWP at least, so that's something, but only really Tessus and Borup actually with good money. So Stalin and Nico will be finding themselves with a pistol or an SMG buy. You see here, nicely done. Jaquinho gets a little bit flash, but not over the top. He can still spot the crosshair, so he still gets the kill.
I want to talk about that smoke that Golden drops. I love that smoke at New Box, right? He just underhands it out to the left. It's great because, as you saw, it extinguishes the molly that would normally fall at New Box, and it gives you even more room to play with on that position, right? You're able to push to the right and get to the pillar. It essentially like doubles the width of your playing area and enables you to play around that smoke. It's just a nice little detail, right? And it's a good response when it's too late for your smoke to go down in like the choke point at the front of the site because they're already pushing, but it gives you a lot of room to work with still, gives you a veil to hide behind, and it stops the most common bit of utility, which is that Molotov going into the back New Box. So really nice little idea from Golden there. JW spammed through the edge of that smoke. Brolin now is looking for this trade over at short. He needs to be careful though. Out on a limb from the rest of his team, can have support from the balcony, but even then it's kind of limited in how much support can come through because Crims doesn't want to get caught over facing. Nico with this deagle out onto the balcony, looking for the openers, but there's the crossfire. Brolin down in the pit. And it's not actually even a crossfire. They don't discover Crims. So now, by killing Brolin, they might think, all right, we've probably cleared the site. No one got shot from balcony. They still check it. Tess says, one step ahead, and Cadian with the flash to set him up for success. And now we're into a 2-on-2. This time, though, Fnatic are looking to give this a go. You just got to wait for Golden to get ready. He's very, very far away, rotating all the way in through middle. Him and Jaquinho looking to team up and attempt this 2v2.
Positions, though, for Heroic, pretty good. Wonder if they're going to be able to clear out Tessus here in this graveyard area. Katie will be the first one to spot. I say that the HE, the Kobe, makes it easy. Normally, it lands either in pit and in graveyard. They make the right guess here, puts it in graveyard. Jaquinho here again, 3 kill to his name, and was looking to be potentially a heroic round here. Do a good job here. I mean, look at this, right? 2-on-4 situation. This flashbang from Cadian, the timing is just unbelievable. Opens up the bomb site, gets the bomb down, has the potential then now in a 2-on-2 situation. Talk about these dominant CT sites, and really the start that Fnatic has had here is kind of how you accomplish them. Stringing a bunch of rounds together. Sure, economy is not on your side yet, but every single bite that they've had is just very strong, and it's a fast banana take from Heroic, catching Fnatic a little bit off guard, but we do know that they have 2 more players here. So just the fact Jaquinho goes down, sure, they do get that man disadvantage, lose banana control. And because of that as well, they're forced to use a lot of utility. So good early start here to this round for Heroic.
Yeah, most certainly. It's going to be interesting to see what Fnatic's reaction is. So far, they're just playing very defensively. It did look like for a moment they wanted to, Brian was perhaps considering rotating off and they could stack towards B, but it's looking like they're going to just play off of, you know, how good is the defense? If they get a few kills here on the entries, maybe they can, oh, well, it's going very well. In fact, they might even just stay alive, these defenders. The molly backside will cause some problems. Golden needs to go close to the first oranges. He's all that's left now. And in fact, players being cut off as well. Golden, his position is so incredibly important, but unfortunately for him, Tess is with the better spot. JW now, he's back to his clutch shenanigans, opening things up here. Flash on through, keeping the pace on high, keeping the pressure on Tessus. He wants to make sure he restricts the positioning that Tessus can go for. He knows he's got to be back left side. And there's that Molly new box. And Tessus intelligently moves across the site to try to keep JW guessing, but it's not enough. Great flick from JW as he completes the clutch yet again.
Oh, man. Not what you want to see from Heroic here. That was the worry, right? Even when we talked about the Inferno yesterday, don't really know where we have Heroic on this map. And same could somewhat be said for Fnatic, but you always at least know that they try and make it as competitive as they can. And this CT side, it's not something maybe you talk a lot about, talking about Fnatic on Inferno. You talk a lot about their T sides being a bit unorthodox in their approach and just causing a lot of ruckus. They've had some problems. I guess a lot of teams have had problems on that CT side Inferno, trying to figure it out, what works best. Time was called. Guessing it's from Heroic, trying to figure this out now. They've tried some, a few different things. They've tried to go for, quick banana takes as well. Try to go to slow it down a little bit more. Try to go for a bit of a mid presence also. Fnatic feel like have found a solution to most of it, and also have been winning these close-knit rounds as well at the same time. Oh, JW had a good spawn. Misses it though. It's, I think, through the legs. And it is, as I say that, I was going to say, it looks like a regular default here. 3 towards B in the beginning. Golden is the one that wastes a lot of nades, but he actually sticks around. So still 3 members here from Fnatic, and not a lot of nades here from Heroic. Let's note that. They're kind of forced to make a decision here soon and kind of just run with it. They at least made the right call here, but no mollies to kind of Molotov the site. And that position that Jaquinho has could be very dangerous here for Heroic if they don't clear it off. Smokes down, and we should just be seeing the extra flash here now. And now we see the Heroic go sign for hitting the bomb site. Jaquinho in a good spot, as I noted. No Molotovs on Heroic side, so the one flashbang is just not going to be enough to kind of clear him from this angle. 3 kills to his name. What a nice hold from Fnatic.
How on earth has he gotten the bomb down? Oh, and the follow-up shot to JW now. Doesn't quite kill him, but he has brought him down low. Cadian, this would be one for the ages. This is a clutch that should never happen, and it's not going to. JW worms him out. Yeah, you might have hit him for 99, but that extra 1 point is all JW needs. 13 on the board for Fnatic. And I've got to say, Jaquinho having a very, very good game right now. Like, time and time again on these B plays, he's been good for multi-kills. He's been holding it down. You know, this is quite the performance from the new guy in Fnatic. All in the effort to try and get his first grand final with the team. And who knows, maybe even first title, right? If they're able to get there. Fnatic up 13-9. They're all hungry for it. And this is where I imagine having some new blood in the team, when the going's good, it must feel great, right? Because I don't think, even though whenever we've had Jaquinho on along with Golden, they've tried to say like, yeah, it's good to take emotion out of it and keep it like neutral. I think for Flaren, you were also having this conversation at one point. And it's like, I feel like you can't help but get emotionally invested right now if you're Jaquinho. A chance to get to the grand final with Fnatic in your debut. This is really, really a big opportunity, and you must be feeling the gravitas of that now.
Absolutely, right. And you make the argument here, that's where experience comes from, right? Having played these games before and kind of knowing as well that, there's going to be more finals eventually. There's going to be more semifinals to be played. So mental state is definitely a little bit better. But we see as well, Fnatic always have Jens in the background. We see him here in Golden screen to the right. JW screen, we're going to see him to the left. But he's really that, mental performance coach that Fnatic has, had for quite some time that really helps them. We see another B take here, though, from Heroic. It was out of, we see as well, they have 2 guys up in mid. So this is a little bit unorthodox approach from Heroic, you'd argue. But they still have the bomb sites. And Fnatic is a little bit confused, I feel, at the moment as well. Jaquinho goes down, and now there should be the play. Obviously, Bob goes down on B. Jaquinho dies. Wonder if they're going to be expecting Tessus, though, here in CT spawn.
Yeah, this is the crazy thing. So Chiquinho should get caught by Tessez in rotation. Now they know about the man in the back. Thing is, if you're Fnatic, now you're thinking, well, there's a 3-on-3 in the site then. Let's pick up the pace. Tessez is never coming in on this lurk, so they're holding for a man that is never going to arrive. But for the time being, they're winning their fights back in the site. However, time becomes the problem. Time is ticking away from Fnatic. They're getting all the kills. They're on the bomb. Tessez late, and he doesn't get there in time. How on earth have they managed to get that round in the back for Fnatic? That is unreal. The response is instantaneous. You know, they spot Tessez wrapping CT and they go, right, this is the best odds we're going to have, a 3-on-3. Let's pick up the pace. They get in, they deal with the first two, and then all that info that Crims gets clearing the rest of the site means now Fnatic know that they have to be pool or banana. Those are the only places left for Heroic to be, and they find everyone.
It was a great retake from Fnatic. You can definitely tell that they worked on that as well. Every single nade that they threw was intentional in just making sure to get the one-on-one duels. So you'd argue from Heroic, oh man, JW almost dies. You'd argue from Heroic in the previous round there, the setups might not have been great, but Fnatic just does a really good job there in that retake. 14 rounds now. JW is low, but look at this position from Crims.
How is he so perfect with that? It looked like a chaotic situation, but his crosshair's just in the perfect spots. Oh no. Another very disappointing result for Heroic there. Fnatic at this point, in some of these duels and retakes, it's like they're just better right now. Individually, they're just hitting everything. Well, they're only better for, you know, so long as they can continue to win these duels, and Heroic have had a lot to say for themselves in terms of skills, so they'll try to walk into this B site. That's actually the best case. Nico will have to do a pretty good job with the lurk there. Mid. His teammates need to win every fight too on the site. Chiquinho knows he doesn't have to win anything. He just has to hold position. He just has to stay alive, delay. Oh, and the jiggling between Golden and Borup, that was very difficult. And now it's going to trigger a rotation back to 8. There is no time though. Cadian cannot slow down if he wants to plant the bomb in time. So it's going to come down to these backstabs. Nico picks up one. Brolan, if he just survives long enough, he can buy the time that's necessary. Catches Nico in the head. They are desperate. They are rushing in. They're watching everything. And Brolan's everyone down again, just like in the previous round, as he killed the player and Paul and then Banana effortlessly. Once again, another 2K to finish the round.
I'm just even looking at positionings here. If we look at Chiquinho obviously having a great series, look at the positions that Fnatic has given him as well. You know, being the anchor player B, he's the anchor player obviously on Mirage, he's the monster player on Overpass. These are very difficult spots to hold as a new player that's just coming into Pro CS. The fact that he's doing it the way he's doing, I feel like decision making as well. I'm just very impressed by him so far. Ooh, another fast Fnatic. Why not? We might as well try it. Nothing else been working out. You kind of feel like for Heroic.
Stan's lost his gun.
Yeah, not what you want to see. HE was coming in and he kind of blew away. He was trying to get an upgrade, gets the Mac 10 back at least, but Nico at the same time gets that kill onto Crimson Graveyard. And if they're fast here on this push, this at least has the potential of being another Heroic round. But Roland's here now, but a great position for Cadian. Leaving this all to JW by his lonesome with an AWP and pit. Gets the first, but now at least locations is given. Smoke goes down. There's no Molotov to kind of block him off though, so in terms of at least staying alive, but he's by himself in 1-on-3. He's done this before, but maybe not in this degree. He Molotovs himself as well. Okay, well, definitely not gonna happen.
He tries to get really really fancy with it. Yo, guys, check out this Molotov. Oh, lands back in the pit off the bouncing. Yeah, that was a little bit rough. I don't know, man. With the form he's showing right now, the moment I see JW in a spot like that, like down in pit with the AWP 1v3, I'm not writing him off. You know, like he has been really, really good in these clutch scenarios. But the money's gone now for Fnatic. This could be a way back in for Heroic. You never know. Oh, all right, Cadian.
Oh, yeah, that's a worry as well.
Oh, no!
Okay, well, you say
no!
Is it going to be real? Staven does at least kill Golden fully flashed. Oh, he gets Jaquinho as well. There we go. It was looking pretty dicey.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood.
I was gonna note though, I mean we do see the Fnatic, they're not broke at least, but it's situations like these when we talk about a potential going to round 30. But because of the fact that it's well,
wasn't it Crimson Brolan before that won that 2 versus 4 with just Eagles?
Yeah.
Sure
If they win this one down, I would be so impressed.
Yeah,
I would be
don't know.
mind blowing.
You know, they're all over the beat, no kit, no armor, no utility.
They fully just sprint in, dig everyone in a matter of seconds. It would be remarkable, don't get me wrong. And also, I think Heroic juggled the guns away, because Fnatic all went B to try and reclaim these weapons, like, you know, at least get something out of the round. The AWP's gone, like, they can't find it. But they've got the AK at least, you know, it's something to take out of this round. Ooh, do we think overtime's well, I mean, obviously it's a possibility. Are we leaning into that yet, or is it still too early to call that, you know, oh, it's overtime very much on the cards?
I mean, it's going to require a lot, right? But I think because of the fact that Fnatic is kind of low on money right now, you make the argument, even for this coming round, right? Brolan gets an AK save, that's super helpful. Sure, they will buy, but they lose this one 15-12, force on an eco 15-13. Then we have one essential big buy round again left for Fnatic to play with. And if they lose this one, it's another scrappy buy round for next. So there's definitely a possibility. I love this from Fnatic. You know, it's so close to the wire. They know that economy is going to matter. For them to go a double save here as well, it doesn't matter what the economy Heroic is in nowadays. You know, all they have to do is essentially just win the one weapon round. So now it kind of guarantees them a much stronger buy here now. Yeah, sure, it's not a fast round from Heroic. We know that Fnatic then had just a low buy here for the gamble stack towards B. But if they want to next round Fnatic now, there is that potential of a double up setup. Or even if they don't want to, it's just a great round in terms of utility.
Yeah, I really love it to see a team make a decision like that. It's not done enough that people will truly recognize, like, oh, I'm in a spot where I need to maximize buy rounds. The amount I have of them and the quality of them. So, really nice to see. Maybe they get a few cheeky kills here, make things tight a little bit for Heroic. Oh. Still in construction. You might be able to make something of this. Are they going to check for this? Yes. Oh, that's a dangerous prospect. He's not got any help, but Tess is holding that off angle. It's really difficult. Is he going to make sure he doesn't push this? Brian will die because he's bombed. All right, they'll go for it. 4 players staying alive. I think that's fine for them. Okay, now we're into the real round. This is where shit gets real.
Yeah. Most important round here so far this map. And it's going to be an exciting one at that. We have seen here as of late, Heroic obviously being in the back foot, have been going a little bit more aggressive, taking initial map presence. Fnatic starting with 2 members towards that B bomb site. And Heroic wanted to take it. It is that solo up on JW though. Brolan with the AUG. Normally we have seen Jaquinho pick that up quite a bit, but opting for M4 just to get utility. And this apartment setup here, 3 members here from Fnatic. We saw this as well yesterday. And it's just Nico here. There's no way. He might get 1, but probably not. He does though. That's best case for him for sure. And 4-on-4 should open up the map a little bit more here now for Heroic. Leaning towards B. This is always the risk. Are they going to just walk in? Are they going to pop flash in? They're just going to walk. They're going to walk in instead. Just 1 expo flash as well. Molotov comes in late. Golden doesn't get the smoke that probably he wants. So he ends up going down. And Jaquinho is obviously in the retake position in CT spawn here. Boost is happening. Stavr was expecting it, but Brolan is so crispy. Gets out and the bomb plant there, Katie. And now all of a sudden you kind of flip this switch and JW fast on the flank here now. Heroic in a bad spot all of a sudden.
Oh,
Still a recovery though. Oh, that's a great response. Baruch with the 2K, JW with the trade, and again, we're in a 1v1 here. And JW, every time, he is just coming up aces, and that's going to be the clutch to win it. This is now JW taking his team, leading his team over the line to the grand finals against VP. Excellent showing from Fnatic here. Amazing comeback.